I mean, everyone wanted to be an astronaut, and I guess in a sense, like being a musician is it's kind of close to being an astronaut. Now, I don't know as I thought when I actually started going after from high school. Went a couple of years to college before I decided that they didn't have classes on teaching you how to be a successful recording artist, really, or whatever you want to say. They didn't have like rock star like 120 or anything like that. I was actually taking a lot of literature classes in that, and because I like books. So I think that if my musical career has a short life, then I would probably be into being a teacher, I think.
What, where do you think you find your lyrical inspiration? You write the lyrics by yourself, or
yeah, lyrically, yeah.
What are you one of these lyricists who kind of goes to sleep and wakes up in the middle of the night with a dream or a series of words, or tell me about your the process of writing lyrics, and is it a painful process or is it a joyful process?
It's actually a joyful process. Even the songs that have a more even the ones that have a darker sort of feel to them, actually, even writing those songs is more of a pleasurable kind of. It's a pleasurable situation because it's almost like letting demons out of the closet in a way. It's like when you have it's like anything, when you have something that's on your mind that is like bothering you. Sometimes to be able to like talk to somebody about it, talk about it or whatever, it kind of feels like you're cleansed, and you feel better, better about it. As far as the process of writing them, when I get a lot of ideas, a lot of the times the ideas I get or the things I write don't even turn into songs. I've got like a whole scrapbook of cocktail napkins that have different poems or just little phrases and stuff that I write. A lot of times, I like to go out a lot by myself. For one reason, I like to watch people and watch how people interact with other people. I think that's really entertaining. A lot of times I have a better time going out by myself and just watching people, observing people than going out with, friends or even with my girlfriend. She doesn't quite understand that much, but so sometimes I'll be sitting there like at a bar that one of my favorite home away from home places, like there's a place called Smalls in Hollywood that I go to in the early hours, and it's really kind of empty and it's cool, and just keep on bothering like Jim the bartender. Jim, can I have another like napkin? Let me borrow your pen again, and I'll just like keep on writing stuff down in there. And even if it's like a word, sometimes a word will give me a feeling or an idea, a couple of words about like what the vibe, give a certain kind of. It's like painting the background of a painting. You know what I mean? You can already see what the mood is going to be, and then it's just like actually putting it all down. And that's where I usually come up with a lot of more obscure kind of stuff, the more obscure, internal, weird tweet kind of stuff. But then again, sometimes it'll come from an experience of somebody else, like in the band. There's a couple songs on the record that were actually observations of Robert's relationship situation at the time was kind of a very violent, angry kind of situation, and that influenced me a lot because we were really close as a band, and so there would be a song written, and I could tell, like, automatically, like, for instance, the song "Sin." When Robert actually wrote all the music to that song, for the most part, we collaborate a lot, instrumentally, musically, with what's going on. But Robert's a brilliant writer, and sometimes when he'll write a song, he'll just write the song, and it's done, and there's no need for anybody to feel like there needs to be any kind of collaboration, except for maybe, like, the arrangement, For, like, the song "Sin," Robert wrote the song, and we brought it to rehearsal one time, and within the first couple minutes of playing the song, of just jamming through it, I started singing a melody, and when we decided this song definitely has got to go on the record, I wrote the lyrics, and I knew when I first heard the song what he wrote, even just the music itself about. I could feel exactly what he was talking about. When I wrote the lyrics, he looked at me. We looked straight in each other's eyes, and he knew that it was a real strange feeling. He knew that I had totally, made that connection from where he was coming from.
I think it's easier as a singer to sing lyrics that you've written.
Yeah, definitely. I would have. I don't know if this is self-serving or I don't know if it's a big-headed thing to say, but I would have a hard time feeling emotional about singing lyrics that someone else had written and given me, unless it was something that unless it was something that I really felt strongly about, myself as well. I mean, there's a couple cover ideas, that we've, cover songs that we've, enjoyed doing that are fun to do, but that's more from a performance standpoint. It's less of an emotional kind of thing. But for the most part, I feel more comfortable singing songs that the lyrics that I've written myself.
So is this your first band? Tell me about your own performance experiences previous to this unit.
Well, however nerdy it may sound, when I was in high school, I didn't seem to really fit in too well with the. I actually went to high school in Orange County in Southern California, and I really didn't fit in too well with the crowd that was like the popular soch kind of crowd, really, the football players, that walk into a party all big and bloated with a 12-pack of Coors Light under their arm, walking in, and so I always loved music ever since I was in elementary school. I remember actually in elementary school I was even sang in choir, and I sang in the Christmas concert for the school and for parents. I sang the solo Oh Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, da 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 da. I forgot the name of the song, but you know what song I'm talking about, right? Tannenbaum. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that was actually in first grade. And so in high school, I sang in the choir. which isn't like when you're in high school the like coolest thing to really do, but I really enjoyed it. Got to sing a lot of different stuff, a lot of stuff that was in Italian, a lot of stuff that was in Latin and in German, like the Brahms Liebeslieder waltzes, or they actually say Liebeslieder Walzer. But then again, I was also at that time into a different kind of music. Everybody at that time seemed to be into like Prince and Michael Jackson and cheesy people like Billy Idol and that, and I was more into punk rock music at that time. And at my school in Huntington Beach, people that were into punk rock, like for the Soch crowd thing, were like, "Oh, those guys are losers. Those guys are losers." So I kind of started with some friends of mine, a band that was the spin-off of a band called Awkward Positions. We were sort of the Awkward Positions 2 version, with my best friend, Corey Hickok, a couple other guys, and played at that kind of thing for a while in my garage, pissed off all the neighbors, and but actually it was around that time though that I really realized that I'm going to school and all that, and that's cool, got to go to school. Parents don't really like it when you don't go to school, so tried to go to school as much as possible, played in the band, and then when I was in high school, I actually was going through that teenage kind of like, parents and me don't get along so well kind of time. So one of those like hospital unit places, my parents like talked to a counselor, which is that whole industry is such a heist. I mean, they sucker parents who are like freaked out about their kids like going through normal teen kind of deal, and they tell you your kid's fucked up in the head and he's on drugs and that kind of shit, and sure, I experimented with drugs, and I drank beer and whatever, like just like everybody else does. But anyway, so I get sent away to a mental hospital called Brea Mental Hospital for like 3 weeks, and then from there to this something like care unit ward kind of place for like kids that are all fucked up thing. And I was there for 3 months.